Yo, what's up? Desmond, got my bear. And this is for the superhero skateboarder Thrash. Brainstorming ideas. So let's get it popping. Let's have some fun. We pour this up. And just kind of some ideas I'm having about making this a reality. So check it out.
Riding the walls, skated with iron balls, never fall no loss. Blaze his own path, 3D in your face, he wears no mask. Go fast, shred with the hard concrete.
Now that was a song I did, a beat I made for the Thrash intro, but we don't gotta use my shit. Whoever we can find, or we get, a certain beat or song that fits it to the best of its ability, then we're using it. Because you gotta drop your ego with this stuff. This is all about love and creating, and you gotta open your mind to stuff, So like Peter Parker right here, here's the idea I was thinking. Peter Parker's jumping over buildings and stuff, right? Well, Thrash, he's gonna be ollie, kick flipping over these buildings, ollie impossible, tray flips, and then look, wall riding. He'll be wall riding. Now, this is one of the things, skating with your friends all through the city, man. That was some of the funnest times of my life. So it's like, see, he's skating through Hollywood with his boys, having a good time, fucking around, like just like Benihana over cars, like just cool shit, having a good time. Skating through the city now. This is the East Coast on that style. I was trying to get it more like the West Coast because there's a lot of superheroes from the East. So I wanted to switch it up. Like my first idea to make it like he's from Long Beach. But he could be from Compton, he could be from Santa Monica. We'll figure that out. But right now I got Long Beach in my head, right? Keep going. He's skating with his friends, some of the best times of my life. Just having a good time skating, wall riding. Look, nose blunt this ledge or some shit, like, yeah. Look, not taking shit so serious, having a good time. That's what skateboarding is all about. Bam. Okay. Now this, we're gonna need Hulu. Netflix is what we want first, but whatever. Whoever we can get these streaming websites, because these video streaming websites, because we're gonna need the CGI for stuff like this. I mean, you need the big boys. So we're not gonna have all these sparks and every type of thing. Let's get a little goofy, but let's go. Look, this guy doesn't really skate, but you know what I'm saying. I'm giving you the ideas. Boom, doing that. He's fucking doing all this crazy shit. Okay. Now Olan, he's from mid-90s with Jonah Hill, and I think he would be a great Thrash. Like his style, he actually skates. He knows how to act. Like, he looks like he'd be good Thrash,
One day my mom just...
Tyshawn Jones, man. This dude, smart, and he has the look. He would also make a good Thrash. If any of these guys, we can get any of these dudes, I'm not saying we can, but you just got, you know what I'm saying.
Just came home randomly and was like, all you guys do is play video games, like go outside. He's like, we don't have any money, what are we gonna do? So my mom gave us $60 and we went and bought skateboards. I lived in Jersey at that time. Then I moved back to the Bronx, and that really like shaped skateboarding for me because you learn so fast in New York. People running around, he was screaming, cars honking. I think that fast-paced influences everything I do. I'm always thinking about what's next. A lot of people's downfall is they dwell on what they've already accomplished. The person who I am, I'm just like, all right, I did that. Like, how do I get to that next level? What's next? If I accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish in skateboarding, not saying I'm done with it, what other goals do I have? Skateboarding isn't my end goal. It's the first thing that people know me for.
Hey, maybe he wants to be the first Thrash. We don't know yet.
But it won't be the last.
See what I mean? Riley Hawk. Would be another good Thrash. He has that style too, like the way he skates and shit, like straight up, like Okay, so this is what I was thinking. You know, Uma Thurman goes in to meet with Sonny Chiba in Kill Bill, and she's mesmerized by the swords. Okay, well, what I wanted to do with Thrash was at the skate shop. I'm gonna take him into the basement. Okay, there's a little. They made a little mini skate park down there. It's all fucking.
Hey, this is Steve Caballero.
Steve Caballero's down there, right? It doesn't have to be him, but you know, he collects all these skateboards that are like from the past, and Thrash would be rolling around down there. He'd be like, you know, walking down there, and he sees all these boards on the wall, and that's like Uma Thurman when she sees all the swords and whatnot. So bam. Okay, and look, so who's gonna make him the board? The Thrash board is gonna be made out of metal and shit, because it's gonna have like the alien substance inside of it. Like he's gonna craft it, like Sonny Chiba did with the sword in Kill Bill. He's gonna craft the shit, and look,
Tony,
Rodney Mullen, baby. That would be the best, like the godfather of skateboarding tricks, pretty much. Like, yeah, he would be Sonny Chiba if we could get him. Like I said, we don't know, but you know.
when he made the 900, he just
Imagine
blasted
that.
off.
So there's Rodney Mullen giving Thrash the board. But we're going to make it different than that. Of course, it's not going to be like the Samurais and stuff, because that's their stuff. We got our own stuff to do. Okay, now this is Heath Ledger and Lords of Dogtown, right? So I was thinking of a character like this could be running the shop. So down in the basement, you got the Rodney Mullen, but who runs it? I was thinking like Heath Kirchart with this type of.
Yeah.
I said Heath Kirchart. I mean,
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
This isn't a library, so it's $10 to browse. You got $10?
Didn't bring any money today.
Yeah, well, why'd you come into my store then, asshole?
You see what I mean? Now, who would be that perfect for that part? I was thinking in my mind, Tony Hawk.
What's up? It's Tony Hawk, and this guy right here is the godfather of all modern skateboarding tricks. This is Rodney Mullen.
Now, you see what I'm saying? Now, maybe Tony Hawk could be given the board, and Rodney Mullen could be some dude that lives on the streets, but he's like a legendary skateboarder guy that like people have heard about, but you know, Thrash seeks him out because he has a certain knowledge about things. You know, I don't know, like just if they do come aboard for some like magical thing, let them choose what character they would want to be, right? Like, and then how they want to act. I just throw out the ideas, and
It's funny because you and I used to
them two
bounce
together
tricks off each other, right? And I remember
Dynamic
you
duo.
watched me do an airwalk, and then you're like, oh, I gotta learn that. And then you go and do it on the flat.
And likewise, when I would do a trick and then see you do it invert, like finger flips,
Oh, yeah.
and I would just like, oh my god, he's doing that in pools, and I'm having problems on the ground doing some other 180, like wake up, and it would be so inspiring for me. You know?
I think the
yeah, so you see how they work. They're together, man. They're like magic, right? So imagine we have both of them to do the series for Netflix called Thrash, and they're just like a part of the whole show, man. Hey, if we get the crowdfunding community to build up, who knows? Check this out.
apex of skating in a movie was Back to the Future. That inspired a whole generation of kids to start skating.
Fascinating device.
I remember that. So Back to the Future with the hoverboard, remember? Like everyone wanted to start skating after that. Like, it's gonna be fun. So I was thinking maybe like Doc in Back to the Future, Tony Hawk could act like that, right? He can act like the quirky scientist dude, right?
I'll simulate the lightning.
Or it could be Rodney Mullen. Or they don't want to act like that, dude. Here's what I'm saying is like if you take what these people have did and you make it in your own way, you're taking parts of it. If it's too much like them, then it's not going to look good and we just scrap it, you know? But if it's something that kind of like you make into your own signature style, just like, you know, Joaquin Phoenix did in The Joker, when he kind of embodied that. I didn't even think of it as a superhero movie. I thought of it more as some guy with mental problems. That's why I loved it, right? So, going back to this, he can, you know, act someone like the quirky. And I had my grandpa used to look like him, so it's pretty cool, you know?
Out of the time.
Now, Cal, you know what I mean? This dude would be his best friend. Okay?
We feel like our lives are the worst. But
he got a dope style. I've seen him, you know what I mean? I've seen
trade your shit
on
for their
videos.
shit. So let's go.
That's how we did skateboarding. So this is my boy Roz. He's saying submit a song, and we can build up a soundtrack for when we go for the GoFunding, like a dope ass soundtrack, right? And we can sell that off to get the funding to make this come to life.
Too. That's an investment. You know, you can do a money investment, you can do song investments for the soundtrack.
What would you tell people, Icon, you know, why they would want to be involved in this?
Because I feel like it's the start of something new that's going to be around for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got your Batmans, you got your Spider-Mans, you got these superheroes that have been around for generations and generations, you know, and not really too many heroes represent a minority, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like, I fuck with Batman and Spider-Man and all these different heroes and stuff, but we need representation, more diversity. We need the younger generation to understand that, you know, heroes come in every shape, form, and fashion, you know what I'm saying? Like, every hero don't wear a cape, you know what I mean? So
that's true.
I feel like a lot of people will want to be a part of this, knowing that this is something that's going to create a legacy and not just be a fly-by-night type of deal.
Yeah, so, you know, we've been brainstorming together. He has great ideas, and this right here is the thrash board. This is something we can sell for the GoFunding before we launch, right? We can sell the tees. Okay. Now, this is the thrash comic. I got the digital version, also the hard copy version. We can sell that. We can sell stickers, posters. The thrash NFT, like, I don't know if you know what this is, but it's on the blockchain. It's kind of one of a kind, one of 500 of a kind, pretty much. So they're the only ones that exist in a digital plane on the blockchain. We can sell that. And this is pretty interesting. I was thinking was like the credits, right? Like if someone comes up with an idea and we are able to get it to a series, then if they put in a certain amount of money, or not even money, just idea, right? Then we can put their name in the, you know, one of the episodes or whatnot. And another thing is if they actually really contributed to the cause and it really happened, then they would be possible series extra. They would be like an extra on one of the shows. We fly them out. I mean, this is if the shit was going on and we were able to have a budget like that, fly them out, because they were in the beginning that helped us come alive. So I'm just giving different ideas of, you know, how we can get the crowdfunding community to maybe be a part of this. See what else we got. Okay, so this is what I was thinking in the intro. It doesn't got to be this, but I thought this would be dope as fuck. So this DJ Lady style is dope as hell. Like, she did this tribute to Wu-Tang Clan, and it was like, she's amazing. So, you know, I had an idea, like in the intro of the series, it's like her in an all dark black room or all white, whatever it is, and the camera's spinning around like slowly or fast, I don't know yet, and she's mixing the Wu-Tang Clan songs, and that shit is fly.
Riding the walls, walls. Skated with iron balls, never fall no
So I had to use
loss.
my shit
Blaze his
because,
own path. 3D in your face, he wears no
you know,
mask.
YouTube would have
Go
took it
fast,
down. But
shredding through the hard concrete, dipping through the
and look, she would wear the same thing, that yellow, that black. Now, if we can't get her because she's not interested or for whatever reason, we get someone else. I have a couple different ideas about who we could get that might want to be a part of it, like Donger. I already got my boy Maurice Key, a part of it. So, you know, we got some people in the works that are down for the cause.
all night streets, skateboard glued to his feet. Life hasn't been so sweet. Grew up in a broken home. Reality's pain like a broken bone. Electric chaos when he enters the zone. His thoughts are dark. The whole city's a skate park. Long Beach, California. He goes
See?
hard.
Camera's spinning around.
He can see it in the stars. Thrash,
Yeah.
bash, and bail. Get it back up. Tray flip that rail.
So, you know, to end it all off, this is where you can get a hold of me at. If you have any ideas, questions, or you want to just talk about anything with this, it's thrashseries@gmail.com. And the last thing I want to say is, like, I'm trying to make this character, he's not really your average superhero, is in the sense of, like, he's going to save the day and stuff like that. Like, skateboarding, for me, a lot of people that I used to skate with and how it was in those days was like, we came from like broken homes. So it wasn't nothing like mainstream, or it wasn't nothing like this. There's a lot of dark stuff happening, and his character's like that. He's more like the Dark Knight, you know, like Batman, the Dark Knight, rather than, you know, how they kind of, I know they make skateboarding for kids and stuff like that, but for me, like, to get away from all the drama and stuff as a kid, I used to go skate, and it wasn't like kid stuff. It was like, I felt free, and I felt I got away from it all, you know? It was something that, like, it saved me a lot of the times. And if I didn't have that, you know, who knows? You know, and the people I used to meet skateboarding when I was a kid, it was like they were like the same way. Like, they came from the same type of places, and, you know, we all had our own stories. But what I'm trying to get at is, I used to meet people from all walks of life. And in skateboarding, especially in the 90s and stuff like that, there was no internet or nothing like that. So you just meet people, and they happen to like the same stuff you like with skateboarding, and they're from all different walks of life and all different races, all different people. No one even thought about it. All we thought about was like skateboarding, love of it. It was like, it was like hip hop in the early 90s and stuff like that. So it was like it was an exciting time, because you really couldn't go online and like find stuff. You just have to kind of like seek it out. You have to be a seeker, right? And some of the coolest things was when I used to go to like mom and pop video stores, right? And you go in there and you search for the skateboard videos on VHS. And I remember this one spot I used to go to called Videoland. They had like fucking 7 of them, like 7. It was so hard to find those days. I mean, you can get them at skate shops, but they were like $30 in those days, and we didn't have no money. We were poor. But you run them for $1. We used to get Search of Animal Chin, you know, Useless Wooden Toys. It was all these like Plan B videos and whatnot, and you'd watch them, and you'd be so inspired, and you want to just go out and skate and have a good time. And like, the people that were skateboarding in those videos were like mystical like characters to you in a way. Like, how the fuck did they do all this shit, right? So you go and skate, and you know what I mean? But you create your own signature in those days, because you really couldn't copy off anybody. I mean, you could get inspiration and try to ollie like that, but you're not really going to ollie like that dude. You're not going to do tricks like that guy. You're not going to, you know, skate like that dude and push like that dude. It's all like just this wonderland and fantasy world of skateboarding at the time. So it wasn't a mainstream thing. You were kind of like a rebel thing. That's why the character, he's got to be more dark and deep. And it's not about like trying to appeal to the masses. It's about making this character true to life inside of a world of fantasy with comic books, right? Because I liked comic books, but I was more of the fantasy world of like skateboarding and doing these crazy tricks than anything. So like, yeah, he's a superhero, but he's really not, if you know what I mean. Like, he ain't trying to save the day. He has these superpowers and things happen. And that's just what I want to end it with. I appreciate anybody who watched this video. Let's see if we can make this happen. Let's just have fun with it. You know, what do we got to lose? One love.